Hi, this is Will with My Spiritual Clarity, and today I want to talk about a recent new client that came in, and I want to share her story, obviously without any identifying details, so that in case you're in the same place, because she came in for one thing, but we realized that some other deeper things that were really the work that she needs to do in order to have that. So she came in for visibility. So she was working with a healer down in the States, and that healer had worked with me years ago, and they said, "Oh, you're dealing with visibility stuff, you need to see this Will guy. You've got fears of being seen, uh, feeling like you're hiding, you're not owning your expertise, you want to be more seen, be more visible, you need this Will guy." So she came in for visibility. And we're just going to call her Jane, because that's the name I use for every made up client. And Jane came in saying, well, literally, I've got limiting beliefs around being seen and being fully self expressed or being fully myself. And she said, well, my friend, this woman that I know, said you help people be visible when there's resistance to it. And I'm reading notes here. As we started to talk, and we came up around all of her very personal reasons that I'm not going to share about why she's afraid to be seen, why she's afraid to be more visible. By the way, this is a coach who's very successful, but now it's time for her to rise to the next level and to begin to train others in doing all the first steps of her process so that she can rise to the more strategic visionary level. She's doing great, but she's also really busy. And now it's time to rise to that next level. And so now the fears are coming up. Because every time that you've got visibility fears, fears of being seen, fears of expansion, it's always because you're about to go to the next level. You're about to publish the book, or you're about to write the book, or you're about to make a movie, or you're about to become the visionary in your business and not step out of the menial tasks. I'm not to downgrade those tasks, but you're about to hire others for those beginning tasks, or hire more people underneath you so you can rise to that next level. Whatever the next level is, that's when these fears of visibility rise up and smack you in the face. So turns out this woman has a book that she has almost finished writing, but then she stopped, and she certainly didn't publish the book. She said, I stopped wanting to be seen. I put myself in a box. So she pulled back. As we were talking more and more, and I started to mention about this helper's paradox thing, and I said, there's this helper's paradox, and it's about the more you need to help, the less able you are to help. And often I find that my clients get lost in the helping, and they step off their path. And she starts, just as I begin to start talking, she starts looking sheepish. Starts to look down a little bit with a smile. And I say, oh, did I send you that one of my videos on that? She said, no, but I happened to see one of your posts on Facebook. And that's me to a T. I am in the helper's paradox. I help everyone else before myself. So it's like you were talking about me. So then we went into the helper's paradox and did a bit of work on that. And eventually what I asked her was, what are you not saying that you need to be saying? And that went into some big stuff. And then at the very end of our session, in the last 5 minutes, out it came. God. She was angry at God. There's a particular thing that had happened in her life that she was angry at a few people, but in the end it came down to angry at God. That she had some not just religious baggage, but just God baggage. Some deep conversations to have that she wasn't having. So it went in this very clear line that I have seen hundreds of times, but it's taken me a long time to be able to say it this clearly. You're coming in for visibility stuff. You want to be seen, you want to be expressed, you want to expand. You want to be fully visible. Then you realize, oh, it's this helper's paradox thing. I keep helping everyone else. People pleasing, overgiving. I'm helping everyone else. I'm not getting to my work. But then, if you stick with me long enough, and if you've seen enough of my videos, or if you've been with me in courses, then you realize there's this God piece. And whatever your name for God is, I hope you know that works in this model. But you got some God stuff. You got some religious baggage, some God baggage to work out. And if you ignore any one of those three things, I call it the three major relationships as a Venn diagram. If you ignore any one of those, you're not going to be fully expressed. You're not going to write the book. Just like if you try to just write the book to be visible out there in the world, but you don't deal with your need to help and people please, that's going to be painful. Because you're going to be so worried about what everyone thinks all the time. You're not going to have a healthy balance there. Or if you haven't worked on that relationship with God, if you still have all that baggage, That's going to be painful. You won't have any trust that it's all going to work out, that you are held, that you are loved, that you can trust in the goodness of life just because you exist. And if you do the other two, you work on the helper's paradox and all your God stuff, but you never express that out in the world, that's not where we want to be either. That's all the inner work and none of the expressive contribution to the world. So I wanted to share that because it's one of the clearest that I've been able to see it so far, or rather to express it, so that you can see where are you in those three relationships or in those three stages of that journey. The journey from being unseen, unheard, hiding in a box or under a rock, to being fully visible, fully expressed, but with a deep trust and a balance where you're not at the whim of everyone else, and you also have a deep trust in life or God, whatever your language is for that. So I hope this is helpful. Again, this is Will with My Spiritual Clarity. Please like the video below or subscribe to my YouTube channel, or you can find me at myspiritualclarity.com. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.